Buenos noches. This is Phil on Sail La Vie. I am sailing. It is Friday night. I don't know, like May 16th or 17th or something, 2024. And I've been working on the boat, and got out at about, I left the slip at 6:30 tonight, and which just happened to be maximum high tide in La Paz. That's La Paz we're looking at back there. Here, I'll hold that. Nice, huh? Zooming up at night doesn't do much. Anyway, it's a beautiful night. Got more than half a moon for at least, I don't know, 4 or 5 more hours probably. It's gonna go that way, that's west. And I'm gonna go that way, that's east. We're looking at the San Lorenzo Channel. That's the end of the La Paz Peninsula. That's Isla Espiritu Santo. And there's the San Lorenzo Channel. It's supposed to be a nice breeze in this Bahia de La Paz tonight where I'm at, and a nice breeze out there that goes further, turns more to the south. So I'd be back on this job. I'm gonna have to jibe to make it through the channel there, and then jibe again on the other side. Because my goal here, this is a shakedown cruise. I've put a lot of new systems on this boat, and I intend to sail it a long way, single-handed, in a few weeks. A long way non-stop, way offshore. So this is a shakedown cruise. Good thing. There's some problems. My alternator is not putting out a single amp. Everything is fine. There's no fuses blowing, everything is fine. It's been working fine. We got past that months ago. I think that, yeah, that was last spring's job. And it's been working like a champ. So something went haywire there. But I knew that leaving the slip. When I left the slip, I had the engine warming up and it wasn't making any power. It had 93% batteries left. And that's a lot. That's like over 300 amp hours. So I hit the road because this is what I'm practicing for, fixing things out there underway. So this is gonna be good. I was making ice earlier for my margarita. Yeah, I made enough ice for 2 margaritas. I'm on the first one. And that takes a lot of power. And I was doing some other stuff. I was running the Starlink. See that antenna? That's Starlink. So I was running Starlink. That takes 2.5 amps. And so now I shut all that stuff down, and I'm just around about I think 4 amps running the lights I'm running. Bill's pumping that electric autopilot right now. I could eliminate. That thing is really efficient. Maybe an amp. It's probably drawing about half an amp an hour right now the way it's running because these calm seas. But I could engage the wind mate. And I will eventually. So, but at this rate, the Victron app on my phone says I have over a day. And tomorrow morning the sun's coming up and I'll be making 20-25 amps. I know it. So, not to worry about that. I want to be, it's going to be 95 degrees and no wind out in the Sea of Cortez and here in Bahia de La Paz tomorrow. The wind is at night, as my thumb knows. And so in the daytime, this time of year, it's dead freaking calm. So my goal is to be drifting around somewhere, hopefully out in the Sea of Cortez, way far away from any islands or shore. Just drifting around, figuring out what's wrong with my charging system, which is brand new. I've been working great for a year. So get that sorted out, and whatever. Oh, and the iPad. The iPad is what I use for navigation mostly, and my number one. And today, the whole way out, it doesn't have the version without its own GPS. So it's got a Bluetooth link to an outside GPS. So today it had me the whole way. I was driving down the Malecon on my boat. I was on shore the entire way out. And so I switched around. I got several different Bluetooth GPSs, you know, because backup. And so I switched them all around. And I verified earlier today. Today was a high-tech day. I sat at the desk doing high-tech shit. And I mean, you know, electronics, programming, internet connection, that kind of crap. Trying to get the Iridium Go going and all that. Not really my thing. And so anyway, I forgot what I was going to say about that. But it wasn't even really a goal to go sailing tonight. I want to go sailing when I'm ready, but time is ticking. I got less than 4 weeks before I got to be out here. So I want to do this big sail, a couple days here, and figure out all what's wrong. So far, there's a list, and as you know, and whatever else is going to come up. It's Friday night. I hope you all having a good one. I'd say I am. This is great. It's actually chilly out here, which is probably like 87 degrees or something. Adios! Hasta luego! Alright, little update. I've jibed. I reefed it's a 125 roller furling Genoa up there. It's down to about 100, I guess, maybe more. Took in the flattening reef on the main, which is just a flattening reef, not a real reef. And the wind vane is steering now. And we're beam reaching. Side seas and the autopilot, you know, the wind vane, the autopilot does fine. The wind vane does better. So that thing in the back of the boat there is attached to these lines here, which are attached to the tiller here, which is steering the boat. And it doesn't move nearly as much when the wind vane is steering compared to the electric autopilot. So everything's good. I'm headed out to sea. This is the San Lorenzo Channel I'm entering. I just took a screenshot. We're doing like 7 knots. Put the screenshot, if I make this video, I'll put the screenshot in there. So I'm wearing a jacket. I am wearing my White Dove, Henry Lloyd, black White Dove jacket. White Dove was a Beneteau 40.7, Mike Garl's boat. Me and a lot of my friends raced on that boat with Mike. And I'm wearing the jacket tonight. First time in probably at least 4 years, I think. Something. Anyway, not too much occasion to wear jackets down here, especially Fally jackets. Friday night, clip 2, all's well. So that new solar panel array is like, it's lower than the old one, and that cross angle there is lower, and this one is lower where they meet up there, and this one is lower than the old setup. Same poles, all same pieces, just cut shorter, and the T's intersections, this is scaffolding material, mostly the big stuff, and the small stuff is stainless yacht stuff. But anyway, the limiting factor was the backstay clearance, which is the wire that holds up the mast from the back of the boat, and because they rotate, and the wind vane, this is the larger of the 2 wind vane paddles, and it had to clear. It just does. The wind has eased up a bit. Probably shake the reef in that jib, turn it back into a Genoa. If it holds another minute or 2, I'll commit to that. And I was drawing 7 amps. I go, what the hell? What the hell is drawing 7 amps? I got 3 GPSs running. Laptop's plugged in, but it's topped up. Got a VHF radio going. I don't have any music going. The autopilot's not driving, the wind vane is, and it's free. And then I was just sitting there and I remembered I installed a car cooler You know, like it looks like a regular cooler that you take to the camp out to the picnic, but you plug it in a cigarette lighter, and it's been running here for weeks on the boat, for weeks, and it freezes large bottles of water into solid ice if you set it up, if you tell it to go that hard. So that's what's drawn. I think it's drawn like, I don't know, 5 or 6 of those amps. I can find out. But so there's nothing in there except for water and ice cream. So to save energy, to be able to turn that thing off, I may be forced to eat all the ice cream. I haven't even opened it. I bought it last night. But we'll see. I'm not hungry yet. But once I get there, watch out, ice cream. The extra benefit of saving energy. Right now I can go 1.7 days, so 24 hours, and then 0.7 in 24 hours. 0.7, so another 3/4. 1.7 days. Yeah. I gotta have to get the power thing figured out tomorrow. And, of course, the solar will be working. So the solar was running today. I was putting in 9 amps to the batteries during the height of the day, sunwise. 9 amps to the battery. I was running that refrigeration. I was running everything else, like I told you. Everything was on, and I was still putting 9 amps into the battery. That said, they never got to a full charge. I left the slip with like 93% charge, and I started out the day with only 80. So it only made like 13% all day long, but it ran everything too. So if I eat all the ice cream, we'd get the biggest load out right there. So I think that's probably a good idea. Friday night, clip 3, I think. Stand by. And I gotta tell you, this ain't street lighting. That's the moon and the stars. It's not even full. It's coming up on full. Alright, things have lightened considerably. We are wing and wing. Pulled out 125. We're doing about 2 knots through the water, or no, over the bottom. I would assume about the same through the water. Don't think there's a whole lot of current out here right now. Maybe. The electric autopilot steering, because we're dead downwind and no wind, and the wind vane can't do that. That's Espiritu Santo. That is a light of a boat or a camp on shore. They do have glamping there. And other than that, I just looked at the AIS list. We're the only boat moving out here. There's a lot of boats, they're all not moving. I don't know why. Maybe we show us not moving too. Anyway, that's a jet boil stove right there. And first time ever, I think. I used it on the boat, and hot damn, man, I gotta find some fuel for that, because that's the stove. There's no pot to wash now. I'm just gonna wipe out that thing with a paper towel and make coffee in it later. The one pot, one spoon, no washing dishes, conserving water. and conserving the electric pump that runs the water. How about that, huh? No electric, no pump. Need a foot pump. All right, it's 11:15. This may be the last video of night 1 of the Sae Trials out to the Sea of Cortez. I'm headed right towards like San Carlos and Guaymas on this, the way I'm going, right there. And it's only like, it's not far away. So we'll see. Bye. Alrighty. So it's about 2:30 in the morning on Saturday the 18th. So that means yesterday was Friday the 17th. And last clip for the night. I might make another clip shortly, but it's 2:30 in the morning, so this is gonna end the first night underway on our Sae Trials. That's the moon. And that's why this is the last clip, because after that it's gonna be really, really dark. Remember how light those other videos were? Well, it's gonna get really dark now. So we are headed east, northeast for San Carlos or somewhere like that. We're not going there. We just happen to be sailing that direction. It's a clear sky. I don't know if you can see all the stars, but there's a lot of stars. Lots and lots of stars. And we're cruising. We've had some light stuff, and now it's back to cruising. Oh, and we're back. Both sails are on port tack. I think there's something else important I'm supposed to say, but we're still floating. There's no injuries yet on board. The electric autopilot is steering. Oh, I had a bunch of naps. A bunch of 15-minute naps, and then I got really daring and I was taking 25-minute naps with the phone as a timer, and it's crazy how fast that time goes. I go, you know, I can't fall asleep at home and I'm insomniac, but on the boat here, it's like, oh man, when you're tired, you just gotta lay down, set the timer, and you know it's gonna wake you up before anything can happen, or if something else happens, you'll wake up, and off to sleep right away, and like instantly that freaking timer goes off, which is better than being woken up before the timer goes off by something else going off. Good night, y'all. Hope you had a good Friday and happy Saturday. Hope you have a great day coming up. Oh yeah, it won't be too long before the sun comes up. About 3 hours, I think. See you, bye. Buenos dias. It's Saturday morning. It's almost 4 o'clock. And if I show you the outside, you can't see anything. Here, look. Yeah, it's totally dark. There's no moon. I mean, I can see the glow of La Paz. I can see the skyline. I can see the island. And I can see the stars, but you guys can't. We have, the wind is sporty. Let me see. Maybe you can hear it. And we're going upwind now. We have been going kind of downwind because I didn't know. This is a trip to nowhere. But I've decided, since I have some electrical things to sort out, and now as of about half an hour ago, a new one, the float switch on the primary bilge pump has failed. So that means some standing on my head. I have one brand new float switch. I'll have to get a few more. I'm down to one. I don't know how many I've replaced over the years. Hundreds. So that means standing on my head, you know, doing some wiring work in the bilge. And I decided I'm going to try and find an anchorage at one of my favorite anchorages and work on my boat in a beautiful exotic location for the last time for a while. And so that puts us going back upwind instead of headed towards San Carlos across the Sea of Cortez. We're out in the Sea of Cortez. We're east of Isla Cerralvo and sailing north. So we're going to come over the top of we are east of Cerralvo, but barely. But I meant Espiritu Santo. We are east of Espiritu Santo, headed north. We're going to come over the top, go between, depending on the time of day we get there, between Islotes, which is the Seal Rookery Island off the northern tip of the chain of 7 islands. Espiritu Santo, Partida, Islotes, and 4 others. And try and get a space in one of our favorite anchorages and work on a boat at anchor in 95 degree and calm, where we can make lots of electricity with the solar panels, and I can fix the electricity on the boat. That is your update. Too bad you guys can't see the stars. They're spectacular. I know this is very boring, so there you go. Talk to you later. Bye. And I think what I forgot to say in that last video was that we're sailing our own jib entirely. We're just sailing with a foamy and see the Windex. Try and zoom in here. They were going to weather, and it's just, I mean, it's lumpy. There's white caps. It's flowing pretty good, and the boat is just happily going along at 3.5 knots in the direction we want to go. It's so nice. You can't see them, but the top conditions are out, and it's totally dry so far, knock on wood. And so I think I've sailed so long, so many miles in this boat, and pushed so hard forever that I finally figured out that, hey, if you're in a rush, take an airplane. And otherwise, reduce sail. I mean, the boat is silent. The boat never is silent. And it's just way better this way. I guess that's another way to say, okay, I'm old now. Thanks for playing. Bye. Good morning. Partida, Espiritu Santo. Espiritu Santo. San Lorenzo Channel, La Paz. Cerralvo Channel, Isla Cerralvo, way down there, Bahia de La Paz, I mean, no, sorry, Bahia de La Paz over there, Bahia de la Ventana. Alright, buenos dias again. I'm at my, this is Isla Partida, and this is my new favorite anchorage. My old favorite anchorage is on the other side of that hill. That's it's a little one boat slot, but I'm worried I wouldn't want to be there tonight because we might get a light caramel blowing in here. So this is a better place in my opinion. And let's see, I just got here, I just got anchored. It's about, I don't know, let's look at the time. The time is 10 to 10 in the morning. I left at 6:30 yesterday. I was at the boat at I spent the night on the boat. So I started working on the boat at 8 yesterday morning, 7:30, 8 o'clock. Left at 6:30. So there's a shitload of work to do here. But I'm gonna try and take a nap. But I don't know how that's gonna be because it's gonna be freaking hot down there. And it's freaking sunny up here. Oh, so right now, okay, so the laundry list of items that got added to the list on my half of my shakedown cruise, which I did not really plan on. It was a cruise to nowhere, so I didn't plan on coming here, but I didn't plan on going anywhere, so here I am. I didn't plan on anchoring, but I'm okay. I'm happy to be here. It's a nice place, and I can't believe there's only one boat here. Now there's two. Let's see. First of all, I knew before leaving the slip last night, for some reason my alternator is not putting anything out. So far everything's fine with it. I don't know what the problem could be. It's getting voltage. It has two modes of protection to protect it. Both of them are fine. It's got a bunch of fuses in line. They're all fine. So that guy just started up. Guess he's leaving. Okay. And I'm not gonna remember all this shit that went wrong. So I left at 93% batteries. And then what went wrong next? I can't remember, but the float switch on the bilge pump quit working. So I gotta change that. This morning, I sailed through the night, but then before sunrise, but after dawn this morning, the wind just died to nothing. And the forecast, I turned on the Starlink and looked at the forecast, and it said it's gonna be windy over on this side. I was on the other side of the islands here behind me. I was on the east side. We're looking west right now. So it said on this side, on the west side, it's going to be really windy and it's going to be coming from La Paz. And I was coming over the top, so I was coming this way. La Paz is that way, so the wind would be coming this way. So I didn't want to spend all day out there slatting around just to fight the wind getting in here this afternoon. So I decided to motor. Turn on the motor. No water's coming out the back. What the hell? Man, I just had that saltwater pump off, that raw water pump, and the impeller was fine, and the belt's fine, and everything's fine. I had the whole heat exchanger. I mean, it's the same problem. I never talked about it, but last time we had the boat out with Steve and Nancy and Inger and myself, the engine overheated. It wasn't pumping water. Steve and I took all the hoses off and verified that it was flow, and we never did find the problem, but it went away. So I still don't know what that problem was, but today, no water coming out this morning, about 5:30 a.m. Turned out to be the hose from there's a through hole where salt water comes in, a valve, and a strainer, then a hose out of the strainer that goes to the water pump. Steve and I had taken off all these hoses, I don't know, 6 weeks ago, 2 months ago, whenever that was, to verify flow. And we were kind of in an emergency anchor, and it was kind of hurry. So that hose on the water pump came off. So it's just flooding the bilges with salt water, and none of it was going into the engine. Easy fix. Put that back on there. I went to all the trouble to tighten the hose clamps this time. Evidently, I didn't do that last time. So, I mean, there's no pressure on that hose. It's a suction, so it's amazing that it came off, but it did. Then something else happened. But coming in here, I'm going to, I'm maneuvering around because I'm going to set the hook here and drop the anchor. And the transmission starts acting up. So I got to look into that now. It's a 6,000 hour transmission. I mean, it's beyond its expected life. So, fuck, I hope everything's good. And then, yeah, I think there's a few other things. And the good news is, right now, the solar panels are running what's running, which is the depth sounders, radio, a couple of GPSs, not much, and putting 17.6 amps into the battery, and it's only 10 a.m. So I think I can count on, 15 amps until like 3 or 4 in the afternoon probably. So I think I'll take some of that and make a cup of ice for a margarita. And I didn't eat the ice cream. It's probably thawed out now. Maybe it's a milkshake. Maybe I'll have a milkshake for breakfast. I don't know. I did shut off the freezer last night to save power, but then I just didn't open it. So, anyway, it's a beautiful day. Saturday. Hope you guys are having a good one. I wish Dory and Joanne were here. We love this place. And they're not going to come back here for years and years, maybe never. We love this place. All right, see you, bye. So I assume you're going to take a big old shit up there. That's right. Go ahead. Enjoy the company. I'll clean up. It's a bloomin' seabird. Looks like a California seagull to me. Too crowded here. Don't come. Too many freaking seagulls. You're on the edge. It's quite a balancing act. It's good for the calf muscles. Corn chip? Tortilla chip? I doubt it. It's probably where you leave. It's okay. Here, I'm gonna put it. Oh, bye. Thanks for coming over. Feeding time at the anchorage. Those are California gray pelicans or California brown pelicans, I'm not sure. Haven't seen one up close, but they're eating dinner. The sun done set. Ensenada Cardinal, I think. That guy just pulled in. That guy was there when I came up. Freaking beautiful. I will return. I'm leaving here, but I will return. God willing, and the creek don't rise. Viva Mexico, baby.